Today I'm at Crown Hill Memorial Park in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the largest cemetery in the state of Indiana and the third largest non-government cemetery in the United States. Crown Hill covers more than 550 acres and has more than 200,000 people resting here, including President Benjamin Harrison and the Gangster John Dillinger. So for the next few minutes, let's explore Crown Hill Memorial Park. My first stop was near the cemetery chapel and the grave of Charles Fairbanks, who served as the 26th Vice President of the United States, serving from 1905 to 1909 during the administration of President Teddy Roosevelt. Charles Fairbanks is one of 3 vice presidents buried in Crown Hill. The others are Thomas Hendricks and Thomas Marshall. Here we are at the grave of Benjamin Harrison, the 23rd President of the United States. He served in that office from 1889 to 1893, and he's the grandson of William Henry Harrison, who served as the 9th President of the United States. Benjamin Harrison died at his home on March 13, 1901, at the age of 67. Both of his wives, Caroline and Mary, are resting beside him. Just a short walk up the hill from President Harrison's grave is the gravesite of Robert Irsay, who was the owner of the Baltimore and Indianapolis Colts. He is probably one of the most hated people in Baltimore because in the early morning hours of March 29, 1984, under the cover of darkness, he rented 15 moving vans and moved the team from Baltimore to Indianapolis. Robert Irsay died on January the 14th, 1997, from the complications of a stroke. At the highest point in the cemetery, overlooking the grave of President Harrison, is the gravesite of James Whitcomb Riley, a poet and author who is best known as the creator of Little Orphan Annie. Located in the back of the cemetery in Section 44 is the gravesite of one of the most notorious gangsters of all time, John Dillinger. Everybody knows the story about how the FBI was tipped off by Anna Sage, the famous Lady in Red, that Dillinger would be attending a movie at the Biograph Theater in Chicago. When Dillinger and Sage exited the theater, he was shot and killed by FBI agents led by Melvin Purvis. After more than 15,000 people viewed his body, which was on display at the county morgue, John Dillinger was eventually laid to rest here in Crown Hill Cemetery.